Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas with Bob Arnold, author of The Uncanny Power of the Networking Pencil. I love the subtitle, The Natural, No Anxiety Way to Spot Results-Oriented Networking Partners Fast. So you actually can walk into a room and find, who am I going to click with my business, with my friendships, to help my church, my volunteer organization.
Right.
Who's going to be a great person to partner up with? How do you spot those people? And I know, get the book, right?
That's the easy answer. Sure.
Come on, you've already sold so many. The number one international bestseller.
Yes.
So
yes,
congratulations on that.
Well,
but yeah, how do you spot those people?
First off, there's a little bit of upfront work you need to do before you go to an event. Most people will go into a networking event just kind of blind, and they go in there and they're just like, it's like shooting a shotgun with a wide open at a flock of geese. You know, You're not going to hit anything. So you really want to try to do some upfront work before you go and find out who's going to be there, and maybe have 5 people that you are going to try to meet. All right, that you think may be a good fit for you.
Okay.
What happens is that puts you in a mindset to meet people.
That's good.
And that's the number one thing, is having a mindset to meet people.
So rather than walking into a room thinking, looking at, scoping it out, finding, who do I know?
Yeah, I call those fuzzy people, by the way.
That tends to be the first thing you do is,
Right.
okay, who do I recognize first?
Right.
But you're saying walk in with the whole mindset of, who can I meet?
Walk in there. You can usually get the list of who's going to be there. Mm-hmm. And I would basically walk in with names. 5 names.
Smart.
5 names.
And then try and find them.
And then go to somebody that you know and say, hey, do you know Susie and from XYZ company? And oh, yeah, I do. Could you introduce me to her?
Oh, that's brilliant.
See, that takes care of 2 things right off the bat, because it's better to have somebody introduce you than it is to just go say hi.
Yes.
Okay.
Once you've had the conversation and you've met a new person, it's always a little uncomfortable. You can tell when the conversation's over.
Right.
How do you leave it and move on to the next person?
How do you leave it? Just walk away. No.
Okay. No. That's what I'm trying to avoid, is being rude.
No, you politely excuse yourself.
You just say, excuse me?
Yeah, I need to go talk to this person over here. Or let me introduce. Actually, the best way is introduce them to somebody else. Say, hey, I've got this. Joe over here is a pretty good guy. I think that you two have some things in common.
And let me introduce you to him.
Let me introduce you to him. And take them over and introduce. But the real thing is that you find very quickly a person that you can carry a conversation with. And it's really all about questions. You're really trying to find out who they are. So you're asking them questions.
You've
to
hit
keep
my
them talk.
secret. I go into interview mode.
Yes,
I just start interviewing somebody when I don't know them.
Right.
And it's so fun because I love learning about people. But that's how I get through.
My thing is that you don't get to know somebody if you're talking.
Right. I already know about me.
That's right.
Exactly. But I found people love talking about themselves for the most part. They enjoy it.
But then they run dry, and next thing you know, the whole conversation's dead.
Does disclosure open up other disclosure? If a person walks into something and starts talking about things about themselves rather than asking the other person about himself, does that pull some things out of the other person or no?
It can. Yeah, it can. I think you. I'm not saying that you don't say anything, but you do say, you can say some stuff and whatever. But I hate getting into conversation just talking about the weather.
Right.
Or talking about it's been a dry summer, or the bugs are pretty bad this year. You get those stink bugs going around your house, those things. It's just like, okay, that's not a good conversation.
That's very, very small talk.
Yeah, that's all small talk.
Yes.
And there's books written on how to carry
the art of small
talk. Yeah. And that's fine probably in some social situations, but you're at a business networking event.
Yes.
You really need to get to know what the other person is interested in. And actually, when we go around the rooms, the events that I have, I don't say, in fact, I tell the people, don't tell us what company you work at. Tell us what you love to do.
Oh, that's good.
Tell us your name and maybe your job, but tell us what you love to do. How do you love serving people? And you start finding out different things about people. I do that in a variety of different ways. There's different ways of having what, sometimes they say go around and tell your shoe size. Okay, that doesn't tell me anything.
Again, real small talk. Yeah.
There's some things that I've put into these things to really make them so that people get to know one another.
Well, you're already going down one more level, a little deeper of a level if you're talking to someone about what they love to do.
Right.
You're getting to what's your passion? What is your purpose in life?
Right.
And that's automatically going to teach you more about someone. So before tomorrow, for this networking extravaganza, what do we need to know? We need to try and find some names of people that are going to be there. How do we get registered? How do we come? Where is it?
On my website, onwardnetworking.com, and under the events tab, there's a tab underneath the events tab for North Canton.
Okay, and where is this taking
There's an
place?
information sheet in there, and there's you can download an information sheet and also a sign up sheet, and then also we will be having. The extravaganza will actually be held at 3 different businesses.
Okay.
There's 3 meetings. They're 2 weeks apart from one another. And it starts on Tuesday, October 31st at 9 a.m. At a company called Decision Point.
Okay.
And then on the 14th, which is 2 weeks later, November 14th, it's going to be
Again at 9?
That one's at 10 a.m. Ciroc Brockett company in town.
Okay.
And each of these will have lunch involved as part of it and so forth. But at the Ciroc Brockett one, there will also be a networking event after the main session.
Okay.
The third one is Tuesday, November 28th at Honeybee Base.
Okay.
Again, in Canton.
And that one starts at what time?
Honeybee Base is actually going to be meeting at what's called the Gateway Event and Conference Center.
Okay. Gateway Center.
Yeah,
okay,
they're going to be at 9 o'clock.
And that's at 9 again.
Yeah.
So 3 of these. October 31st, that's tomorrow.
Yes.
At, you said Denison Point? What?
Decision Point. Decision Point, yeah.
It would be great if I could read my writing. Okay, so Decision Point tomorrow at 9 a.m. And then November 14th at Ciroc at 10. And November 28th, Honeybee at the Gateway Center, and that is at 9 o'clock. But go to onwardnetworking.com to register ahead of time, and do we need to be registered ahead of time?
Yeah, it would be very good if you could, yes.
Okay, and what's the cost to attend?
Well, actually, it's $447. If someone walks in at the door, it's $497.
Okay.
But if you get it to me beforehand, it's $447. But what I want to do for the listeners is knock $40 off that.
Wow.
If they get signed up. So it would be $407.
Awesome. All right. And what you will get is invaluable.
Yes, there's all kinds. It's a 5-hour session. It does take a good part of the day or the middle of the day out. But there's a lot of different things. And I'm actually running a little series right now of emails on the 9, what did I call them? There are 9 discoveries of networking. And it's really 9 things that's really what the whole thing is about. And it's about your contacts. It's about meeting people, expanding your contacts, and being able to work with your contacts. It's that results-oriented that you read in the subtitle.
Yes.
That you want results-oriented people on your side.
Now, will each of these sessions be the same thing repeated?
No, they're all 3.
And you recommend people attend all 3?
All 3, yeah.
And the price is for all 3?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really. I've been told by people these should be $2,000-$3,000.
That's amazing.
So.
All right. Well, yeah. Anybody who for professional development, absolutely, you spend more than that at any kind of a conference. So again, October 31st, November 14th, November 28th, lunch is included.
Yes.
Good night. You are very generous, Bob.
What I'm doing is like I said, they're at 3 different businesses, and those businesses will be providing lunch for them.
That's very nice.
And
all right. So you definitely want to go to onwardnetworking.com And these are all taking place in the Canton, North Canton area.
All in the North Canton area.
Terrific.
Yes.
All right. 9 discoveries. Are you willing to give us like a sneak peek about what you've discovered? Because you've been at this for some time. You put a lot of thought into networking. What's one takeaway that we're going to get?
One of the takeaways is really looking at those that you have in your contact list. One of the things that surprises people is I actually have them set up a meeting with somebody, a coffee time, what we call a coffee time. You guys these people that you've written down, I want you to call one of them right now and set up a coffee time between now and the next meeting, which is 2 weeks away. And sit down and have coffee with them and talk about each other's businesses, see if there's ways you can help them and they can help you.
Mm-hmm. I've
had people come back, and because I'm not one that asks people to do stuff and then don't bring it back up next time. I will bring it up. I want to bring it up because I want to know what happened.
Yes.
What happens is I've had people sitting there going, I thought that person was going to be a great referral source for me, and they don't want anything to do with it.
Interesting.
And they're like shocked.
Yes.
I says, okay, well, then you don't be wasting time on that one anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you take them out of your contact list, but they're not as central as what you thought they were. You really start finding out some things when you sit down and talk with people.
Has the opposite also held true? That they meet with someone that is not as high on the list, but it turns out to be a great person.
One guy was telling me that he had the other guy that he had met with. He said he didn't want anything to do with my business, but he needed something. And so I actually put a phone call to a friend of mine, got him on the phone, connected him right there.
Wow.
You know what he needed?
What?
Funding for his business.
There you go.
He got him money. And he goes, now I'll probably never hear from this guy again.
That's mighty nice of you.
Don't fool yourself. You just got the guy money.
Very interesting.
That's giver's gain.
Yes.
You know, I mean, down the road, that person will come back.
Absolutely.
Right now, they may be saying, I don't see any way I can help you. See, we're pretty blind on that. It seems like we don't. A lot of people come into BNI and they're saying, I could see how you guys can help me, but I don't know how to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, they're popping off referrals.
There you go.
And because all of a sudden they're going, oh, wait a minute. Because they sit back and they start thinking about it and they get into the mindset. Again, it goes back to mindset.
And it seems like more and more companies are into this because think of how many things say $15 off if you refer a friend, or you get more and more of these, refer a friend.
Exactly.
This is network marketing in a way. So, and I know network marketing is a whole for another discussion for another day.
Yeah, it is.
But it is very interesting. It's, again, relationships.
It is. And, it is about relationships.
Well, I can't highly recommend this enough. So you want to make sure to get in on this. Go to onwardnetworking.com. Pick up the book, The Uncanny Powers of the Networking Pencil, and get a chance to network with Bob Arnold. Bob, thank you so much for what you're bringing to our community.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.